This is Rogue Wing, Coraline, or Helen RD over at Starship Modeler. Welcome to the workshop. Okay, while I figure out how I'm going to deal with lighting the secondary hull in the Enterprise, figured I'd go through and do a little quick review / build of a couple of things I picked up yesterday. Believe it or not, I picked them up at Walmart. But what we've got, we'll start right here, right now, with the new Hero Maker kits from Revell. I'm going to start here with the Iron Man mk42. To be honest, I'm not expecting a lot, considering the fact it's designed as a pre-painted, snap-together kit. Packaging is pretty basic. There are no instructions, but if you look at the figure, the way it's broken out, it should go together pretty much without much effort. Take more effort to get it out of the plastic. I apologize for the noise. I'm going to pop all of these out now. Okay, assuming I can get the plastic to cooperate and actually let the purse out, then we'll get a quick look at what's actually going on here. I think I'm going to cheat and pop these out of the preformed plastic. Oh, come on. Okay, that's got us a lovely bunch of bits that should form an Iron Man armor when they're done. The detail's actually pretty good considering what we're working with. It does have the option to leave some of the armor plates off, but you know, with these large tabs for inserting it, I figure that is not an option we're going to take. It's not styrene, and it's not quite vinyl. Even got some detail on the undersides of the pieces. Yeah, it's not styrene, and it's not quite vinyl. Just flexible enough to pop it around the existing pieces. I do like the fact that they have tried to keep the seams on this one along the lines of where the armor detail would go normally. Pieces are also keyed fairly well, so it's very hard to not get them together the right direction. Now, the box actually says, build it again and again and again. Of course, anybody who's built snap-together models knows if you keep taking it apart and putting it back together, what you're going to wind up with is something that won't stay together. Detail's not bad considering, I mean, it's a tiny model. The pre-paint is alright. My biggest knock against this particular suit was never the design, it's the colors they chose. There's way too much gold on this for my taste. Okay, the waist piece going on to the chest piece is really loose. It already wants to pop off. Get the arms into play here. Hey, it'll almost stand up on its own. Almost, not quite. A little weight on the one. Pose is definitely better than the Mobius kits. seamage isn't bad. Biggest thing there is that joint on the waist piece, but actually it looks pretty decent. I will probably go in and repaint him, but that's Iron Man. I'll be back in a minute with the next one. Okay, back at it. Second of the two kits I picked up. This one is the Spider-Man version. Again, it's under the Hero Maker label. Like the Iron Man kit, it's not really designed as a serious model. It's more of a assembly toy, if you will. Parts break down. There's actually more parts to this one than there is to the Iron Man kit. Hopefully I'll have a better time getting these out of the... Yeah, half of them fall out already. Get these out of the plastic. Whoop, forgot one. Okay. That definitely went better. I just think part of that was because there were more parts involved. Now in this case, again, they've got him keyed. So that's supposed to be the left leg or the right leg? Yeah, it's got to be the left leg. You can tell square key to a not so square key. Ooh, these are considerably tighter in my experience with the Iron Man kit. Seam actually fades out pretty well, but there's still a very, very noticeable seam there. Let me get the other leg on. Yeah, there's still a very appreciable seam there, but considering the snap together nature of the kit, I'm actually pleased. It's not as bad as it is. One of the things they've done with the web detail here is they've engraved it on all the figure. I think they've simplified the web pattern a little, but I can forgive them considering they're actually aiming this at kids. Hey, legs almost stand together on their own. Good. Torso looks a little funky. Not sure why they made these side pieces separate. Again, they are keyed. To make it so you can't really mess up getting them into place. Oh, there's the other arm. Wound up all the way up over there by Iron Man. Yeah, all in all, the seams aren't too bad. Whoops, wrong arm. That's the one I want for this one. As I believe I've noted before, the parts go together really, actually fit together nicely on this version. Now I'm curious as to why they made that spider a separate piece. Looks like we got a little, it's the only piece of flash I've encountered on these models was on the back spider. Not sure why they made that a separate piece except to make it so it could be molded in the red rather than being molded in the blue like the rest of the kit. But they molded the arms. Actually, if you look closely, that might well be a mold seam where they made the arms actually red and blue. Get Spidey's head into place here. Now this one, unlike the Iron Man kit, is actually designed to be crouched forward. As you can see, actually looks pretty good. Poses, I don't know, I prefer the Iron Man pose, but it's definitely faithful to something that you would actually see him doing in the comics. I may go in and redo at least the seams on that one, possibly the paint. We'll have to see. But all in all, I think the two look pretty good. And besides, you know, for a quick 10-15 minute build, it's not too shabby at all. I'll go ahead and throw some pics of the completed models onto the tail ends of the two segments. We'll let you all be your own judges.